through the dust on a cracked old road. Hat tilted forward, shadows that load. Eyes burn deep like a fire untamed. The nation he loved now barely the same. A voice like thunder, he calls out the lie. Where did the promise go? Why did all die? He holds up the past like a mirror of truth.
Well, hello to those of you in chat. Good to see you. Good to see you all. I'm back. So, I still haven't received any word from Vybe if this is going live or not. I figured I'd still go live just in case, because if he does go live, then I can join him. But, alas, I've received no confirmation. So we shall see. If he goes live, then I will join him. We will do the thing, right? But I guess I'll just have to wait and see if he messages back or if he goes live. If he goes live, maybe he'll send me a link. But he's not responded to the message I have sent out, so should be fun. Either way. What thing? I'm supposed to be on Vybe's The Uncomfortable Bible Study as the special guest today. So, and it's supposed to start in about 4 minutes. But I have not received confirmation. I haven't received an answer back on if we're still doing it, considering 2 of the 4 people that are supposed to be there are at DebateCon or on the road. So I imagine he'll get a hold of me. I have been the opposite, Ket. I don't know if you know, but earlier I started a stream last night to fix my microphone setup and my StreamYard setup. And what happened was I named it Short Test Stream, Cat. What happens when I name something short? Short Test Stream? Undoubtedly, I will be proven wrong by the chat. So, I label it Short Test Stream. It ends up being 11 hours long, filled with fighting and contention, silliness, and then ended with EOD joining the panel while at DebateCon and walking through their hotel and area, saying hi to everyone and having them say hi to the panel. So, Jim Bob and Grid and Rob and Avarice and Nacho and a whole bunch of people, one after another, saying hi from DebateCon, which was cool. Beth, all of them got to say hi, talk a little bit. Am I Robo Abe right now? Kokomo, don't screw with me. Don't screw with me. Am I Robo? Be honest. Am I Roboing? Guys got me all kinds of self-conscious at this point. Kokomo knows. He's like, ha ha, gotcha. That's what he was doing. And, I mean, not gonna lie, I've done it to people too. So, fair is fair, right? So, anyhow, long time no see, Wikimoto. Good to see you. Oh, man. I don't want a mimic mic. I want a good mic tonight, okay? No funny business from the microphone. None. In fact, I dare say the mic ought behave. That's what I think. That's my opinion on the matter. Anywho, we shall go on. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on. We're gonna do the thing. I think I finally got the mic tuned pretty well. Like, it's right here. You can barely see it in the top corner, right? Which is a good 2 feet from my face, and yet it picks me up just fine, which is really good. You got in a fight about Reba McEntire. That's pretty hilarious. Funny story, actually, Kat. When I was a wee little lad in Washington, I was a baby. And my grandfather was a somebody. And I don't remember it, obviously, because I was a baby, but we were at some event, and Reba McEntire held me as a baby at this event, and I had no idea until I was in my teens, and my grandpa told me about this party, and my mom was like, oh yeah, this and this and this and this and this happened at that party, and this person was there, and that person was there. And long story short, I have family that are in musical groups, you could call it, or were, I should say were, that used to open for big bands and stuff. And so there would be events, and my grandpa was a someone. And so, yeah, there's a story about my baby self being held by Reba McEntire. So, strange, right? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Welcome in, beautiful, beautiful people. So good to see you. I mean, I can't see you, but I do see your chats, so good enough, right? Holy, holy. I'm gonna throw this out there. Don't avoid sleeping. It's probably not good for your health if you're human, okay? Just throwing that out there to you. You should probably sleep if you're human. Humans do need sleep, okay? It's the truth. It's the truth of the matter. Anyway, hopefully I get some confirmation, because that would be helpful. That would be helpful. Please give me confirmation. I don't disagree with that statement, DJ, but I don't necessarily think that's what I mean. But yes, yes. Insomnia also does suck. I would agree with that statement, for sure. Hello, Emmett. Emmett, do you remember what you said to me earlier this day when you left? Do you? Do you, Emmett? Hmm? Hmm. Do you remember? Miss D, good to see you. Yes, You said, "This is retarded, I'm going to sleep." But prior to saying, "This is retarded, I'm going to sleep," you said, "Sleep is for the weak. Don't go to sleep, Abe." Now, Emmett, I started a stream titled Short Test Stream. Can you tell me what's short about an 11-hour stream, Emmett? Can you? Well, shorter than 12, sure. No, of course I didn't. Not Voltaire. I'm not going to go to sleep and then wake up all drowsy and unable to think. Duh. No. It did get wild for a portion of it. We had like a Gnostic quibbling match and some Bible time and after all of that, near the end, EOD went from person to person at DebateCon, like a mini. Uh, I, I want to say like just saying hi to everybody. A meet and greet. That's what. It's like a mini meet and greet as he went through and talked to all the people from DebateCon, and we got to see them all here, and they got to say hi, and we got to say hi, and it was cool. It was really cool. I think the funniest one was Jim Bob, but yeah, it was good. I thought so. I thought it was very cool when EOD popped on. That was very cool. It's a psyop. Oh no. Was it crazy, Phil? Did you, Kokomo? How did you accomplish that? Just oh wait. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to remember which scenario that could even be that you pissed him off. Because he usually takes a bit to get mad. I agree. I mean, for the most part, I totally agree. And you should know that, Emmett. You should know that. The question I would ask you, Emmett, is do you believe we have the ability to know if someone is beyond redemption? Do we, Emmett? Do we? I am waiting. Hmm. My answer to this question would be no. No, I do not hold the capability of reading a man's heart, and thus I cannot know whether or not he's beyond redemption. And so, as much as I dislike someone, or someone has pissed me off in the past, I'm going to be that patient fellow who's willing to talk, within reason, of course. Not going to be patient for everyone. Someone who's wronged me in great and monstrous ways won't get that same favor, but somebody who's just been a dick and kind of crappy, mostly crappy, however you want to call it, still going to give them a little bit of a chance to explain why they have the stance they have and possibly make a breakthrough in their ideology so that maybe, just maybe, they're willing to look and see if there's light somewhere that they have previously denied. So, call me naive. You can. But I don't think I'm naive. I don't. Then again, somebody who's naive might say, I don't think I'm naive. I mean, okay, so to be fair, Farir, I can't say that I'm not that guy too sometimes. It just depends on when and who is involved, right? I am being naive, says Emmett. Hmm. That's funny. That's a funny thing, I think. Oh, I don't disagree, Wikimoto. There may be people beyond repair. I just can't know a man's heart. I would be remiss if I did believe that I could see through and know. And I'm not saying that I think I can. Is today like the day Emmett wakes up and chooses violence repeatedly, or? Just curious, Emmett. Just curious. I already said I'm not willing to grant endless grace, right? I'm not willing to. You don't understand the saying. Smarty pants. Yes, I can read. We can see people's actions. We can know their character a little bit from the way they act and the things that they do and or say. That doesn't mean that you don't try. I mean, I guess that's within reason again. Like I said, if they're doing monstrous things, then sure, push them away. But I haven't seen monstrous things, just mostly stupid things and insulting things. And I think you pay me a fairly grave insult by calling me nice, in fact, Emmett. That's what I think. That is what I think. Hmm. Where has Vybe gone? He says It's this next Sunday. I ask, is this still on? Considering we have half the people at DebateCon, some in travel, some in events, no response. So here I sit, waiting to know. How is talking to somebody who insulted me being naive? Emmett. I know that you went to bed after you jumped off panel, after you were flabbergasted and angry and ready to really fight. You left and went to bed. But what do you think happened after you left? Exactly. Hmm? Hmm? How clearly do you think he made his message, right? Because you say, I'm naive for talking to the guy that called me a fake Christian. But then I went on to do what? Nope, that's not what happened. We could ask the chat who was here, right? For those of you who were here for the Steelman portion earlier today, what did you watch? What did you see? What happened in that time frame? Let's create a storyboard in the chat to let Emmett know what you all think happened during the Steelman chat. We'll call it that. I'm not saying I asked, can chat, any chat who was here during the Steelman portion of last night's show, or yesterday's show, or earlier today's show, whatever it was, fill him in a little bit. What did you think happened, or how did you think it went with Steelman? Do you think I was naive in the talk with Steelman? Do you think I acted as a naive party in the talk with Steelman? Did it seem like his ideology won out? Did it seem like him calling me a fake Christian landed at all? Because I could be wrong, but I don't think that's how it came across. Damn it, Jack. Come on. Do it with gusto. I'll say that he called us on the panel what he would call fake Christians. He got picked apart, and he couldn't seem to make his points land, and tried to reframe things, but was not allowed to. And so his insults didn't really land. Instead, we saw what we saw, and then he apologized to me for insulting and left. Well, I mean, I'm just going from what Emmett said earlier, right? So Emmett said he thought I was being naive. So I figured anybody who was here could tell Emmett what they saw from chat. It was decent. It stayed decent. I think I Robo Abe once or twice total, and I unplugged, plugged back in the USB, and it went away, and it was good. So, whatever part of the stuff that you gave me has worked at least mostly, like very mostly. So, it's done really good. In like an 11-hour stream, that's pretty good. It was doing it like every 5 minutes or so. Because no conversation in front of a bunch of people is ever about just the two people talking. That's why. Because sometimes people need a case study on what it looks like when somebody who misconstrues everything that comes out of their mouth that they believe to be true about you and others and what you believe and what you do needs shredded up so that the people who are not sure or maybe believing weird things or what have you have a chance to see, oh, maybe there's no foundation in that thing. I won't even look into it. Or why? You know, somebody's got to do it, James. Somebody's got to do it. I'm just saying that sometimes when people come against you in that way, it is good to make some form of public talk where they still have a chance to explain themselves, and they don't or can't, and the rest of them can see the claims are unfounded and untrue. And hell, if nothing else, somebody in the chat may have an argument with somebody in their real life or online somewhere else with the same worldview or points to make, and they'll have some kind of fuel to use against it. I don't think it's always about just me and the other person on the screen. If I'm going to do something, then I would like others to be able to glean things from it as well. So, which part of what he said? Not Voltaire. Like, what specifically are we talking about? William? Help me understand what you're asking me. So, the foundation of his claim that he sees Christians, us Christians, as fake Christians is because he believes that we have misinterpreted what Christ is, and that he is a mushroom, that he da-da-da-da-da, all that bullshit, right? That's the claim. When he calls us fake Christians, it's on a contingent that his worldview is true. So he had the opportunity to go through and show us where we're wrong scripturally. But the scriptures he used are completely not what he's saying they are, right? He's saying, why did this happen? Why did that happen? What about this thing? What about that thing? And he's reading into them in all kinds of ways. And so we attacked those points and broke those things down and showed that he's inconsistent and none of what he's arguing makes any sense, so that people can see by no means do I do it for him. It has nothing to do with him. It has to do with casting down ideologies that are false and detrimental to the people that consume them. And thus, I think there is some value in casting down poor, stupid, and evil ideologies so that the world can see them cast down. You can say it's unproductive if that's how you feel. But I, personally, feel like there is some value in it. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it more with one particular person. But today there was obviously more than a couple people that were unfamiliar with him and what he spreads and what others believe. So, there you have it. It's fine if you don't agree. That's okay. You don't have to agree. But to me, internally, I feel like there is value in calling out corruption and twisted ways of thinking. And I know, Emmett, you're pissed at him because he shit on you. I get it. What the hell, Vybe? You reaffirm that it is today, and then you don't respond and don't go live. What is this? I didn't say you have to interact with him at all. In fact, I am completely fine with you saying, I want nothing to do with him, and I will not interact with him. That's fine with me. No issue with that. At all. I have no idea. I doubt it. I'm totally fine with you going to sleep. When I started this whole thing, it was a joke that you said sleep is for the weak. Don't go to sleep to me. And you went to sleep. Then I streamed for 11 hours, and now I'm back again online. It was like poking, being a smartass, Captain Cranky. See, I'm starting to feel like people are trying to prompt the Dark Abe emergence. That's what I feel like is happening in this moment. Just a suspicion, I suppose you could say. Yep, indeed, Roddy, indeed. Hmm. I don't think I've ever I don't think I've ever asked and or required anyone to interact with anyone else. Say somebody's on my panel and they're like, I don't want to talk to that person, and they leave. I'm totally cool with that. You're totally fine to do that. I have zero problem with it. None at all. There indeed was people that at the very least agreed with parts of what Steelman was saying. Even parts that were still just as crazy and malinformed as the rest of his stances. And so long as that is the fact, it is worth casting it down and shredding the pieces they're trying to agree with. Indeed, there is. Blood Logos, indeed, there is. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things. See, that's the thing. There's plenty of people who don't have an alignment, not a real alignment, not a foundational stance on something like that. And the problem with an ideology like that is it rests on the bed of do as thou wilt. I know that they're going to couch that in things like, well, of course not. You got to be kind to people. You got to be a pacifist. You got to do this thing. You got to do that thing. All whilst being completely okay with tons of things that will jeopardize people. And so the message that is being preached. Okay, so this is how I look at it. If there's people out there saying things that people are going to pick up and utilize to their advantage because it's easy, it takes no devotion, it takes no real, I don't know, self-sacrifice and and they want to like eliminate suffering, and if eliminating suffering means do all the degen stuff and like everything like that, there's a draw to many people to do that rather than seek truth. And so long as that is the case, it is best that those things get shown for the fraud that they are. Because all of the people that are not aligned to anything, that haven't found Jesus Christ, they could be swayed into believing, oh gosh, all these Christians out here are just idiots and they don't understand the script that they've read and they don't understand and the church doesn't understand. They've all been fooled and just come and follow my way where you can just do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, and it doesn't even matter because as long as you feel internally that you're actually God yourself, then everything's fine. Well, now you just watched a person weave people into something that made them the enemy of Christ, the enemy of you, and guess what? The further they go down that road, the more people they're going to try to turn to that road as well. I'm not saying I'm special. I'm not saying that I'm better. I'm not, none of that. But I'd hate to see it, and I would rather stand against it. And if I'm going to stand against it, then at the very least, it'd be good for other people to know how to stand against it as well. Again, I don't think that I'm the best person to do all of that, but if people are going to walk into my courtyard and espouse these things, then I feel that I ought to cast those things down. So, yeah. Ashton, I don't feel like you were an idiot or anything. Thank you for coming up. It was fun to have you on. It generally is. GB, good to see you, sir. Alright, so I'm starting to really wonder. I mean, not really, because at this point it seems like it's a no go, which is real weird. Like, communication's kind of a nice thing to have if you're scheduled to do a thing with somebody. And nada. De nada. So, yeah. Okay then. I am gonna look for some stuff and figure out what else I can do. Um, I wonder. Who said you're unreasonable? Did somebody say that to you? I'm I am by no means calling you anything or saying you do anything. I'm saying I feel I should do this thing. If you don't want to or you don't feel you should, then don't. It's totally fine. And that's not unreasonable. That's just you see it differently than I do. And cool, that's okay. I just internally have a thing that when things like that come across my path, I need to tear it down. I'm not making a claim about anyone else. If the entirety of the chat said they wouldn't do it, they don't care, it's a waste of time, fine. That's fine. To me, it's not. To me, it has value because if nothing else, there's now a video of ideology that I completely and utterly disagree with being torn apart. And even if we just clipped pieces where you can tear apart that argument and use them for it again in the future against others who believe the same way, great. There's something. This is not like an attack against you. It's like why I did what I do. And I have zero problem with you saying to him, fuck off, I don't want to have anything to do with you. The guy snubbed you, treated you like shit, and then badmouthed you all over the place. He did the same talking shit on my name everywhere he went, literally having debates about me because he was mad, right? But my choice is different than your choice, and that's okay. Right? Like I said, we all have our own position and stance to take on things. Mine's that, and yours can be the I don't care. I'm cool with that. Both, but mostly everyone who might get something from it. Good to see you, Fredo. You know what? Vybe, What the hell, dude? How you gonna invite me and then not be on? What the hell? What do you mean, Roddy? Well, if actually, you know what? It's gotta be, right? Like, okay, goes Pacific, then mountain, right? There's nothing in between. It's just one, two. And if he's Pacific and I'm mountain, if he said four, should be five for me. I don't, I don't understand. I mean, maybe something happened. To be fair, it could be something's going on in his life and he can't go live. And that would be fair. Hopefully he does get back to me because it's a bit frustrating because I could have just gone to bed after that long stream, but I don't know. So instead, I'm just gonna say this isn't to have an argument with people. I'm gonna put the link out. Am I gonna put the link out? Am I? Chris who? Wait, Chris who? I mean, wouldn't be the first time I did something like that, Blood Logos. I think the last time I did it, I did like a 12 and then an 18 right after. So that's fair. I mean, I don't think that should happen, but it is a fair estimation. Where is Chris Lestrange? Is Chris Lestrange in the chat right now? I didn't see him. I could argue with Chris Lestrange. I think, if anything, Chris Lestrange is probably going to be watching the watch party in the Foundry, probably. I mean, I could check. I can't verify that, but I could check. I agree. Chris is awesome. That's an odd statement. Where was he getting a little out of hand? Not Voltaire. On my panel? You know what? You know what? Somebody should come up and talk, okay? That's what I think. But don't elicit the response you don't want, okay? I'll just say it that way. I'll just say it that way. Okay? How about that? How about that? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. On BoobTube? What do you mean? on the TV they don't work for you? What? I who that? Who that is? Who that is? Hmm? If you are the person in the back, tell me who you are. Who art thou? Or you could type in the chat, in the live chat, who you are. Sure, that's welcome as well, Blood. Oh, is that so? Wait, always American. Are you talking about are you talking about Ferrer? Wow, getting a full-blown crowd going on here. Okay. Thanks.
Hey,
Good to see you.
good to see you too.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. That's good to hear.
What about you?
I am mostly good.
So when you hold up your hands like that, are you thinking about pearls of wisdom, or are you looking like you need to take a fart?
Like what?
You know, the way you hold up your hands, your fingers in the air. Are you thinking when you do, yeah, like that? Are you thinking about what to say next? Wisdom, um, maybe a scripture or something like that, or
No, I don't know. It just happens to me.
yeah, you got that look like you're deep thinking.
Sometimes, I guess. I'm
Sometimes.
trying to I don't know. Sometimes it's like I'm mid thought and as I'm going through it, they just come up.
Mhm.
Maybe they're shields. Maybe my hands are shields. I don't know. I have
Well,
no idea.
you got a lot good. You got a lot of good wisdom in you.
Um I just talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that'll be dealt with. Blood, you are definitely welcome to come up if you want. Farir, if you want a invite, I can send it in Discord if that's the only way I can get hold of you or give you a link to come up. Let me see. I don't have have I messaged you before in Discord? I don't think I have, Farir. So I will need to find you somewhere. Somewhere? Wait, I remember you were in Rob's. Let me see if I can find you. Let me see. There you are. I found you. Bada boom. Yeah, it went. Okay, good. No, I don't know. I just sometimes it also comes out when I'm being a smartass, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
True.
some extra emphasis.
I was thinking the whole thing about Steelman and Emmett, and I was thinking about I read Hebrews 6:4-6. Um, it talks about people who are enlightened, people who are around. They're not. They know about salvation. They know about the Holy Spirit, but they don't accept it. They know about it. They don't accept it. And I'm
Yep.
like, Steelman's kind of like that way. And I'm like, I was thinking about saying something smart ass to him, but I'm thinking, you know what? Hopefully, there's a chance that he'll come. We can change his mind, and he'll come to salvation.
Verrier, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Um, I think. Okay, so in his case, it's okay. So I won't say that it's impossible that there's just a cerebral thing there, but
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's different than that.
Mhm.
But like if I'm going through trying to like break down in a profile type way how someone works,
Mhm.
I think there's some level of genuine belief in what he's saying, but uh, when you converse with him, there's like a disconnect in. I don't know if it's a disconnect in a capability of understanding or a willingness. So I think that at some points he completely understands what's being said,
Yeah.
and I
I
don't.
think he I think he understands, but he likes to twist the scripture. I've seen that many times.
Well, at that point, then I don't know, man, because it seems like he has a bedrock argument that is founded on his belief of what Scripture is saying. And if he's twisting Scripture knowingly
Mhm.
and doesn't believe what he's saying, then that's a flat out lie, in which case there's nothing cerebral about it, and he's also being disingenuous at the same time.
Yeah, because
So it's got to be one or the other.
there was a scripture that Marilyn and him were always quoting. It was talking about us being gods, and I
Yep,
forgot where in the New Testament. And they were saying, "Oh, you're all gods," but they didn't read the whole chapter. You got to
right.
read the whole chapter. You got to read the whole chapter to understand what they're actually talking about.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna take a bunch of stuff out of context, and
Yeah,
that's why I went back and read the verse before the verse that he was giving from John. Right?
yeah,
You can't just give me one verse that's a sentence long and say it says this thing and this is what I think it means, so that's what it means, and it links to my entire ideology without ever saying anything about anything in my ideology. And like, but that's the way it's being interpreted. And it seems to me that when people, doesn't matter who, take individual scriptures all throughout the Bible, but you don't have any context around those verses, and
yep.
you start basing and founding ideological principles on them,
Mhm.
you are not only skewing and twisting the word. At that point, you're now utilizing twisted word to manipulate yourself and others.
Mhm. I understand that.
Is it fair to say that he really believes, like, I guess, what he preaches?
I do. I think so.
I agree.
Because
I I think that Marilyn. I think Marilyn believes what she's saying too. I
I
honestly
agree.
right,
do.
I agree.
right.
I mean, I'm being nice to her. I was yesterday, or was it the day before? She was in your chat, Abe, was it? And she was just so. I don't know what was wrong with her, but she was just so angry or something. And I was just being so nice to her because I picked on her before, and I don't want to do that anymore. I just, I said mean things to her, and it's like, Steel Man, if you're here, I just want to say I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna. I may make fun of you, but I'm not gonna like. I'm not gonna get angry at you or villainize you because honestly I do care. I do care.
Well, here's my thing about that, right? Wait, hold on. Am I talking? I
You
am.
are.
Okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
I don't think, as you were saying, it's not a good idea to be mean to her necessarily, but I think that's kind of what caused her issue to begin with.
Yeah.
It seems to me like she went through things more mentally. I mean, don't get me wrong, the physical's there, but the mental trauma is what left the scars leading her to that idealism to begin with.
Yeah.
And unlike most, or I should say your average person, that I would say it's the opposite. Tough talk is the only way to get through to them. With her, it's similar to how you'd handle someone who's a special victims case, right? You
Yeah.
got to kind of come in there and be easy with it and just kind of let them see reality for themselves. You can't push it onto them, or it just completely breaks the mentality that they've tried to rebuild to have some semblance of normality to begin with.
Yeah. Well, tough talk or wait, tough love. Tough love is a lot different than being mean. It was, and that's basically what we need to show her is tough love. I mean, if she can't handle the truth, then that's on her. That's not on us.
No, I'm
We're
not disagreeing with you in any way.
yeah,
I'm just stating that
I
if
know.
we go that extra step, even if it's just in a joking manner to try to make her smile or laugh, even that could push her a little over the
Oh
edge.
yeah, yeah,
And
that's
I'm
true.
not saying that it's, an easy line to walk. It's just the way it is. I've dealt with people who, now, I've dealt with things, I'll just say that, situations like that in the past, and it's a razor's edge. It really is.
Well, how do you? I mean, how do you deal with that when you tell her, even when you tell her you're caring, you're not joking, but then when you tell her you're joking, it's like,
Well, I'll say this: the way I respond and question and talk to both people that
yeah,
we're talking on, it's if you've noticed, it's not like I'm just insulting or attacking anything. I'm not
yeah,
attacking them. I'm not insulting them. I'm asking them questions and trying to elicit responses
Yes.
within what they believe because I'm trying to get them to make the linkage or see that there is no linkage. Because I think if they can reason through it themselves and realize, wait a minute, what I'm saying doesn't make sense, this isn't actually connected and doesn't work, that's better than me like calling them out, telling them they're stupid, all these things. That doesn't do you
yeah,
any favors.
yeah.
That's exactly
They
right.
they have to figure it out. And so
And
you
that's what
have I'm trying to elicit that response.
and that's what I was feeling like what you were doing with Steelman and Maryland when they were talking about the whole, we're God's thing is where you read the whole chapter. You didn't criticize them. I mean, you just said no, we're not gods, and you were just telling this is what this says. This is what the Bible says. You know.
Right. And you brought up like her getting spicy in chat. Well, I think there's a certain level of if this is truly what you believe, like us, right? Okay, we
Yes.
truly believe what we stand on, what we are talking about. We would be willing to argue that what we are saying is true. So the moment you're in a chat and you have multiple people saying stuff to you that's like, you're an idiot, you're brain addled, you're just a witch, all these things, and you may believe that's true, but the moment that all of that's happening, all that's going to do is make them fall into defensive mode. And
Yeah.
immediately they're going to start fighting for what they believe. If she
Yeah.
truly believes that we are all gods, and she's not actually having to contend with why she thinks that, instead she's just defending herself because now she's being called names, she's just going to be defensive. She's just going to build
Yeah.
up walls and keep fighting back with everything. And because she knows that the thing that pisses you off is that she believes we're gods, she's just going to keep saying that stuff over and over and over again until somebody responds or somebody reacts to that.
Yeah. It's kind of something you need, like just arguments and merciful responses. It's kind of
I
like
never.
you got to give her a little grace.
Let me sprinkle a little country on this real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
It's kind of like when you get a kennel dog. All right, you can get a kennel dog, you bring them home. They're gonna sit there. They're gonna back into a corner, or they're gonna back into the kennel you brought them home with. It doesn't matter that you're not the person who did the thing to them. If you're moving in even just a slight manner, they're gonna instantly get defensive. And if you move too quick, they're gonna lash out. I hope that makes sense.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense.
Mhm. I've seen a guy on YouTube that does that with kennel dogs. He goes in, they're in the kennel and they're scared, and he just sits there and waits. He just waits, and then he'll maybe have a treat, and then just put it down and just wait. Be patient and just wait for their next move.
It's like the more friendlier the person that's interacting with the kennel dog, the more the kennel dog wants to interact with the person that's being friendly to him.
Yeah. Go on, Abe. Go on, Abe. We know you want to say something.
Well, it's not even so much about that, but like Emmett says, we care about you, Steelman, like we really think you're a good boy. Then he says, we want to be so nice to you, Tin Man. Let me kiss your ass.
God.
LMAO. It's like, is this
I wouldn't-
confusing? Like, I didn't say that I like him, that I want to be his buddy, that I want to be
Yeah.
nice. None of those
Mhm.
things have ever exited my mouth.
Let's make this very clear. We care about Steelman. If you're listening, we care about what happens to you in the end. When you die, where are you gonna go? Heaven or hell?
Like,
We care about. Go ahead.
no, well, I don't want people to go to hell. That's
No, neither do I. But it's
something.
gonna happen. It's gonna
I
happen.
know this. I know this. And so, like, I haven't stated, like, be nice. Didn't say that. I haven't said anything of the sort. What I'm saying is, I'm making factual statements. This is how people react from this thing. This is how you get the brain to act a certain way. Like, I understand where you're, like, hard lining, and that's fine. But that's not how I handle people generally. Because there are ways to elicit responses that you would like.
Yeah.
If it is your stance that you just want to shit on him because he did that to you, I'm not going to stop you from that. However, I don't like the you're so naive to even talk to that person. You just want to be nice to everybody. I don't think that that's the case.
No, that's not what we're trying to say.
What we're talking about has nothing to do with niceties. It has to do with how you handle an individual who's been through trauma, and I'm not talking about Tin Man. So
You've been healed.
With Steelman, you have to be stern. I think you have
Yep.
to be stern with him because he's been saying, he's been saying a lot of crap. He's been twisting scripture, and I've caught him. I've caught him a few times twisting scripture. And I've had to read the whole chapter to him, and I've had to be stern in chat, and that's a lot different than being nice. And that's about being tough love. I want Steelman to understand that you can't twist the scripture, because once you're twisting the scripture, other people are going to believe what you say. And there's people that actually believe what he says, and he's bringing them down the wrong path, and then you got to worry about other people doing the same thing.
With Steelman, there's kind of a pride. There's a prideness to it, so it's kind of you're able to see pride manifest itself. So it's easier to conversate with Marilyn, just because there's a little bit more openness with her than there is Steelman.
Well, with Steelman, there's also shrooms involved. There's drugs
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
So, to always American 1776, you asked the question about the metaphor of hell. I think that I have a stance on this that I've kind of thought through over time. I don't know that it's the case. It's a guess. It's just from my brain. But the idea, I would say, is that there is the idea of you're making it hell on earth for yourself and or others. But I think that's just an emulation of the true thing. So I think that there is, like, you can elicit things that resemble hell on earth because the actual thing is there. And so I think there's like a spiritual and a physical, and so we can surely make hell on earth, but that doesn't disregard the reality of hell itself.
If you read the story of Lazarus and the rich man, you'll actually know what hell is like. Because Lazarus, when he was alive, he was a poor man, and he kept, he was a beggar, and I'm not, I don't know completely about the story, but the rich man, he begged the rich man to help him, and the rich man was so prideful that he wouldn't help him. And then when um, Lazarus died, and the rich man died, Lazarus went to heaven. Well, he went to the first heaven, or whatever they call it, paradise, or whatever. And the rich man went to hell. And Lazarus was in paradise, and there was like a deep divide. And Lazarus, I mean, the rich man saw Lazarus, and he's like, "Can you dip your hand into the water and quench my thirst?" Because he was always dehydrated, and he was always dry. And he also asked, like Father Abraham, because he saw Father Abraham, to send Lazarus to his brothers to tell him what hell is like. And Father Abraham said, "Well, there's been prophets, there's been people sent to your brothers, telling them what hell is like." And the rich man knows what hell is like. It's a deep divide. There's no. You can't build a bridge. You can't jump across. There's nothing. You're separated from God. That's it.
So she brought that up because it's something her and I have debated in the past, and she kind of worded it wrong. What I asked her was, when this topic originally came up, was, "Sweetheart, do you think hell is only a physical place, or do you think we also create it?" Because when you sit there and you talk bad about the things you've done, when it comes to you making mistakes, all you're doing is creating your own hell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that came from, and it was a conversation her and I had about a week ago.
There's two pieces, right? So obviously there's a difference, right? Because one is the thing, right?
I was trying to say there's a difference. I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah. Well, and I'm reaffirming that, I guess.
Oh,
so,
okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So there is the complete separation from God, and that is hell. But there is also like I said, the representation. It's not the actual thing, because you're not in it yet. You're not in the afterlife yet. So there's definitely the ability to generate the hate and discontent and suffering that resembles hell in a way on earth. So,
were you able to hear that, sweetheart? Yeah, she couldn't hear you because she has her stream turned down for me, so it doesn't echo in the background. Sorry about that, buddy.
It's okay. I think that there's like, if you wanted referential things,
Here, hold on. Say what you're going to say. I'll mute real quick so she can turn her volume up and actually hear you.
Okay. So I would say that hell is the separation from God, right? In the hereafter, it is that separation from truth, from peace, from God. And here on earth, we can create some semblance that resembles what that is. It can never be quite as extreme as it actually is, but your own actions, your own life can generate huge suffering and hate and discontent in everything that you do. And so there's it's like a symbolic pre-look, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I've heard a lot of people who have said they've had near-death experiences and they've gone to hell. I've heard Christians that say they've gone to hell, and they each describe the same thing in Lake of Fire. You know, you see people being thrown in the Lake of Fire, their skin melting, there's demons around, just you know, tormenting them. And
I,
I'm like, that could be part of it. I don't,
it could be, but I think that the greater part of it is the separation from
yeah,
God, because
Hmm.
if you think about it, He is all that matters, and that separation is like an eternal separation from truth, from peace, from good, like all of those things that God embodies scripturally, you are separated from.
yeah. I think that's what the parable of Lazarus and the rich man is trying to teach. That no matter who you are, one person's got to go to paradise. One person's got to be separated from God. There's going to be that great separation.
Hmm.
It's
It's a
just the
scary.
same too when you think about it, right? Because sin is separating yourself from God, and hell is separation from God. So like here on earth, your sin is separating you from God. So your sin is generating a representation of hell in a physical way here that will echo into eternity if you let it.
To touch on the previous point, Emmett, there's something I didn't cover in what I said, buddy. The reason that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on your side of this here, Abe. The reason I personally talk to people like that, no matter where it is, whether they disagree with me or agree with me, isn't so much even for them, even though I hope that those words do help them someday. It's for the people around that have been through something similar to the person I'm talking to. So they can sit here and try to look at themselves and go, okay, are either of these people, I mean, this person I can kind of relate to, this other guy, I don't really know, but are they actually saying something here? Is this something for me to think on? That's the main reason I personally do it.
Well, I would agree with that actually. I will say that I know a very specific someone who resembled Steelman in a great many ways. Um, Not quite as far down this path, I guess you could say, but like like Gnosticism to the maximum, and willing to mesh everything in every religion and everything together, and was so sure of all of it. And it took me months of just conversation, talking through things, trying to figure out why he had this stance on this thing. And it wasn't like argument, like I'm just trying to tear you down. It was like, why do you believe that? Let's look at it. Does that even make sense? Can those things even coexist
Mm-hmm.
in belief? And don't those things contradict each other? Don't those things break down if you put them together? And it took all that time, and it was a very close friend, someone I actually already cared about. And over time, they fell away from all of those lies and started seeking Jesus Christ in their life and have been doing that since. And it's like, yes, I completely understand that there's a possibility there's people that are completely unreachable,
Yep.
but I don't
100%.
know their heart, so I don't know if they're unreachable. And again, that's not to say I need to be so nice to this person over here because they might be able to come out of what they believe.
Well, it's not even that. Even if they are completely unreachable, it's like I don't want to name drop. So I had conversations with other people, I want to say 3, 4 days ago about the same thing, this exact same thing. And they were trying to warn me of things. And what I said was, specifically this: look, it doesn't matter if they don't listen to anything I have to say now or tomorrow or the day after. If one day comes where they fall hard enough on their face that something dawns on them, it's going to be what I said and what other people like me said ringing in their head, and it's going to be our voices in their ears. And that's good enough for me.
When you talk about the separation of God, Abe, there's a good representation of what it looks like. If you look about Jesus on the cross, taking all our sins. If you look what he says. He says, "Father, Father, why have you abandoned me?" Um, and a lot of people think that God turned his back on Jesus because he couldn't look at him because he had all those sins on him. And that was a separate Jesus actually that's the first time he ever felt a separation from God. That's a
Yeah,
scary that's a scary thought.
I
Wasn't he quoting Psalms 22, the divine mission?
Yeah, I think so, but
Yeah.
yeah.
well, again, this is I don't I think that we live in a world so full of noise that it's easy for people to disregard God's presence and his effect in their life because they're so distracted with all the fleshly things.
Mhm.
You don't have all that forever. And so I think, again, I don't know. I can't make definitive truth claim on this, but when all the distractions fall away and there's nothing else,
Mhm.
I can only imagine what that would mean when all that noise and flesh based reality, right, in the physical is gone and there's nothing else, and you also have been separated from God. What is left?
Mhm.
Hmm.
I think
I'm
I
not making a claim. I'm just, that's terrifying to me. I don't.
Yeah.
Ever since they did this damn update for YouTube, but so I don't have a. I use my TV to watch chat when I'm on my phone talking with everybody. And ever since they did this stupid update for YouTube, man, I can't change top and default all chat on my TV anymore, and it pisses me off.
Well, whatever they did is jacked up a whole bunch of stuff because you can't even set your super chat goals. You can't, like, I can turn it on, but I can't
Hmm.
change the boxes. So I can't change the goal, the super chat color, or the timer anymore. All I can do is just type a message and set it. And
Well,
it's just whatever.
it's another thing too. It's on my phone. I'll switch it from top to all, and then it seems like every I want to say 10 to 15 minutes watching a stream, it'll set itself back to top again, and then I'll have to go and reset it to all.
This is a fairly new update.
What?
Steelman, why don't you join the panel, please?
Somebody's asking me a question, and I can't read what it is. My wife is trying to point it out to me.
It'll just be the same thing we did earlier, to be fair. And I'm too tired to do it again.
Can you answer?
24 hours. 24 hours.
Are you line of elder? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
Elder Lion.
Elder Lions.
Oh, elder lion. I don't know who that is.
That's another person in the space.
No,
It's not Elder
Elder
Lion's voice.
Yeah, I don't
Elder
know.
Elder Lion's a lot more cruel than he is, so no.
You guys, I hate to say this, but you've only heard me when I'm being nice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I try to be as civil as I can. I'm one of those guys that when I get upset, and you can verify this with my wife, I don't get pissed off and yell and scream. I get quiet, articulate, and calculated.
Yeah, the last time I got pissed off was when I was debating with Ryan, Radical Coder.
Oh.
Yeah. I was trying to make a point and he just kept interrupting me, and I kept yelling over him. I'm just like, you know what? If I ever meet you, I was thinking I want to just punch you in the mouth, but I'm like, nah, that will give you another gap and then you have to worry about fixing your teeth again.
And I'm sorry, Abe. I wasn't trying to, make you put something up. I just didn't want to ignore people. I apologize, buddy.
No, it's all good. We don't have to make this all about that. It's just, I don't know.
Well, no, this is your stream, man. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to make you do a thing. That's all I meant.
Yeah. I just know, like, it's fine to criticize, and I get it. I don't know. I have my way of doing things. Everybody else can have theirs. That's fine. I'm not
No, yeah.
expecting people to flat out agree. I just like.
Oh no, I was referencing when I asked you to put the message up so I could read it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh no.
Mislead what I was saying.
That's not what I meant either. No,
I think
I'm talking
in
about
general.
chat. I'm talking about
Oh,
chat and
okay.
and people. Like, I get it. Like, the things that are said are not escaping me. Like, if you say something to me in chat and it's your stance, I can see where you're coming from. I'm rather good at understanding why you're taking the stance you're taking, or you believe the way that you do, and that's fine. And I get it. But I would say, if I can understand that enough to say I'm okay with that, I understand where you're coming from, maybe try to give the same kind of grace, I suppose. You don't have to agree with me. That's cool. I'm good with that. But understand that I may be different.
Mhm.
But if you're criticizing someone that's doing the same thing that you're doing, you're basically acting like a hypocrite. And I've done that. I've done that many times on here. I mean,
We've all
people
done that.
Yeah, and I try not to do that. And it's okay to criticize, but just don't take it to the extreme.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Take care,
Yeah,
Moto.
Look what happened.
good, Rick Moto.
Look what happened when people criticize Charlie Kirk.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
That's actually what got me back onto social media to begin with. I'd been off of social media for a very, very, very long time. And I had to make a new account for reasons. No, I wasn't a bad boy. I clarified that on EOD's channel
Uh-huh.
too. I wasn't a bad
Uh-huh.
boy. It was for other reasons. And yeah, I wanted an account I could make comments on and just be able to talk with people. So that's why I kind of set this account up in a hurry.
Mm.
I wish that people would stop saying, "Oh, right-wing violence, left-wing violence." Everybody's, everybody's together in the right wing, because I just wish that people would understand that on both sides there's subgroups to every
Well, now
to both sides.
I get what you mean, right? Because
Yeah.
I think Abe and I actually had this conversation. I don't know if it was in EODs or at Speakeasies. My memory ain't the greatest. But about how I'm a constitutionalist, but the party doesn't exist anymore, right? They just don't.
Yeah.
And yet that's considered right wing these days. And we used to be considered the center. There was no left for us. There was no right for us. It was just don't touch this, and I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
And it's not like that anymore. So I get what you mean.
Yeah, it's
There's
like
people on
everybody's
the right that were placed here, and some do this, some do that, some believe this, some believe that. I get what you mean.
Yeah, and then people are calling us fascists, and it's like the fascists are the way far right. I mean, that's what I understand. The ultra right, and I'm like, we can't. I don't think we should call them the right. I think we need to call them something else, because they don't represent what we represent.
Well, that's the game, isn't it? The game is
Yeah.
a certain level of generalization makes sense and is useful and is even needed in daily life.
Yeah.
But when you weaponize it in some way, like utilize it for that kind of sake, then, well, then you're using it wrong. It's the same as
Thank
any
you.
tool.
Hold on one
Thank
minute. Abe, my wife is going to do something for you real quick.
Oh.
She's doing wifely things again.
Oh,
We usually do that kind of stuff in the background because I don't really want notoriety for doing a thing of any kind.
Yeah, man, you say that fascists are socialists. Can you explain that one to me? 'Cause I don't, I know socialism, but I don't really know much about fascism.
It, if you kind of get into like I guess the economic system of Italy and stuff like that.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
know what he's saying. So he's talking about going all the way back to World War II. Am I right, Emmett? Are you
Yeah.
talking about the Workers' Party? That's what you were doing? When you came up to me and tapped me on the shoulder, I thought you were doing something else. Okay, I apologize, Abe.
Thank you so much.
Well, you didn't need to tap me on the shoulder for that.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
freaking silly.
that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't care about that. What he replied?
Yep. He said that's what.
Yeah, so I was right. That is what you're talking about. Okay.
The Workers' Party.
But see, it's kind of now the word's kind of adopted I don't want to say a meaninglessness, but it's kind of used as a tool to separate certain people from other people.
It's been whitewashed and bleached out. I get
Yep.
what you mean.
Well, it's semantic. It's like all the semantic and linguistic games that have been played to both denigrate and empower that thing at the same time. Like it
Yep.
means nothing, but it also means everything. So, because of this thing, we can throw it whimsically at everyone, but it also means you're the greatest evil in the world.
Yep.
It's just an insult, but it also means you're the greatest thing in the world. But it can mean whichever you choose at whichever time.
Ah,
Oh, shit.
what the hell is that?
I
Is the
gotta
word
mute you. Sorry, Saint. You're squealing like a dying.
God damn it! That one actually isn't service related.
Damn it, Bobby! I'm gonna unmute you, but we'll see. Oh no.
Yep.
I hope he's okay. That sounds like a fire
Is that a
alarm or
smoke
something.
detector, or was that like speaker echo?
No, I think that's like something screaming, like I'm not sure, fire alarm or
how
or
fire
something
alarm's
like that.
going on.
Fire alarm. All right.
No one knows how to cook.
It's a ceiling bird.
Could be that. Oh, Saint, that's good.
I can't see what everybody's saying. What do you say?
He said it's a fire alarm. Nobody can cook. What
No.
Big Soda Reddit? I guess I didn't. I went and looked and then I chuckled because it's like, oh dang.
Well, it's like I can read some people's on the TV, but others don't show up. Again, top chat crap, right?
Yeah, well, that one's in the private of StreamYard specifically, but
No, I'm watching on the TV too. That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
When they did that crap, they fucked everything up. I can't change it on the TV. There's no option to change it.
Yeah, it's like the way it's formatted to the TV. Like you lose the option.
Yep.
Yep. For YouTube to be a 15-year-old company, man, they really struggle with these updates.
You got to remember they're owned by ABC now. It's not the same, buddy.
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
that's been that way for a while now.
I didn't know. Wait, you mean like Google and stuff like that?
Yes, ABC.
Yeah.
Google.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. Well, the first thing I thought about was the fucking broadcasting
Alphabet.
company.
Yeah, Alphabet. Well, I say EBC. I say ABC because I remember just some years ago, even referencing them used to make them upset. So
Oh, yeah,
we got in the
yeah.
habit back in the day of saying ABC instead. Old
Well, that-
habits.
Yeah.
My bad.
that is the game, right?
Yeah.
That is the game. It's the same as our real world game, actually. The game is make people so unsure what it's okay to say and not okay to say, and where and when and how,
Yep.
that they just don't talk about it.
See, I was a bad boy that way though because I refused to play that game.
I hear that. I hear that. So then you're forced to figure out how to navigate through it and not lose the ability to even communicate effectively the things that you need. And others probably also need you to communicate. So,
Well, here's another big issue that. Oh, sorry, you weren't done. Go ahead.
no, I'm good. You're good. Go ahead.
So here's another big issue that came up with all that, right? I don't know if you guys pay attention to the. And don't get me wrong, I'm not calling you stupid. Let me finish. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the definition of words and how they change, but we had a giant increase in how the definitions of words were changing starting in the 90s and then ramping up heavily in the 2000s. You had a lot of definition change, just a little word here, a little word there, and then it was big sections completely redone, and then it was words that have more than one meaning. There's no longer one defined meaning anymore. That's something that a lot of people weren't paying attention to, and I was over here screaming before people were even up on BoobTube talking about it, and people were looking at me like I was a nut job screaming there's aliens in the field. So
It's funny you say that. No, that's one of the things. It's one of my biggest bitches, actually. And I think the chat knows this. I talk about this often, that there's obviously words shift in meaning over time,
yes,
but in a natural way. The moment languages change in a forceful way, like it's changed in the dictionary, but it's not colloquially used the way that it's now been changed, that is an actual agenda of some kind. Like they are shifting your linguistics, because when you shift linguistics, you also shift thinking. Because how we think about things is intrinsically tied to language, and when you change the language, you change the way a populace thinks. So each next generation starts losing the ability to think about certain things or to think critically in certain ways until you've erased entire concepts from their ability to understand. It's almost exactly like 1984 in that way. Like that stripping, and then like you said, there'll be more than the amount of meanings there used to be with all these added new things. There'll be things grafted into the like racism, for instance, right? You're gonna
whoever
create this.
left.
It was sarcastic saying. Um, you pull off and you go, okay, there's this other kind of thing, and you give it all these meanings, and then you lump them together, and now you have a completely new thing. And because you've done that, now there's a whole generation that doesn't understand the origin and what it meant. They only now understand this thing that you've conglomerated into a new monster of a thing. Or you take a word, right, that has 2 or 3 meanings, and you get rid of all the meanings except for the one you want. And now that's the one in the dictionary, but nothing else is written on it. And so all of those things are an erosion of communication and understanding of the world around you.
I was just about to say the same thing, Smoky Spaceman. It also rewrites history in the same process, because when you change the definition of words, you're changing the history in how they're worded. Because what it states in a historical document has now changed in definition because of the change in that wording. And what I was going to add on to that is, this is advice from an old man. So if you want to sit there and say boomers don't know what they're talking about, you go right on ahead. But I'm going to give you this piece of advice. Go to a garage sale and pick up a dictionary from 1985 and before, and then compare that, just random words in there. Make it a little joke you do with your friends or whatever. Compare random words in there to what you see on Britannica and Wikipedia and all that crap for their definitions, and you'd be goddamn surprised at how much stuff is screwed up.
You can also hide ideas in multiple definitions. An example of this would be like what vaccines used to mean compared to what they mean now, and kind of the change in efficacy and stuff like that. And you just see little examples of that, people being able to hide their bad ideas behind multiple definitions because no one can pinpoint on what exactly the idea is.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's just like they invented gender and people think that's new. I'm just cut Abe off again. They think that's new, but it's not. It was something that was invented a ways back by a particular author. And whether you guys want to talk about that or not is up to you. I'm going to shut up and let Abe talk.
Well, one of the ones that was brought up in chat by Blood Logos was marriage. Like, it was clearly one man and one woman, and now it can just be whatever whim is decided. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no actual meaning in it in the secular world at all. It's just, you can marry a rock. You could marry whoever, whatever, whenever, however. Like, and those things legitimately or illegitimately, you could say, erode not just like the culture, but they erode society in a real and physical way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, I mean, it used to be a union under God, but now it's a union under the government.
A
Right.
union
Well,
of man and woman under God. Well, go ahead.
I was
It
going to
was probably
say
do the same thing.
the government is ever seeking the position of godhood.
Mm-hmm.
Make no mistake about that. Especially in a secular society, it will always seek to insert itself in the highest position of power.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
And,
So if your leadership in your nation is for that and not for God being in that spot, then you're kind of screwing the pooch.
yep.
Wish I could read. I know Phil's been in there blowing it up this whole time. I know Phil well enough to have a dog in this freaking race too. He has to have been blowing up chat.
Usually he is. I haven't seen him in a little bit, but
I can't see him whenever top chat switches, and on my TV I can't see him period because I can't switch that.
right. It's so weird. I hope
Well,
they
like
fix
at
all
first,
the issues.
well, at first, him and I thought that one of us accidentally blocked the other, and then it happened with a bunch of other people too. Chris and I couldn't see each other either, and then we realized, oh, it's this top chat crap.
That's makes sense. Where'd you go? Real deal Phil McGill? Or real Phil? Or Phil? Just Phil, because that's what I call you. Phil.
I just call him Phil. It's easier. I don't know why he needed a fucking 9-mile name, but whatever floats.
You know, I think there's a sense that you need to create a name that contains an entirety of a message rather than just a name. I
Yeah.
see it.
I can see it going both ways. I like Phil's name, but goddamn, is it hard to respond to him every time in the chat?
Especially if you're not on a PC. If you're on a PC, it's really
I'm on a
easy. You just hit
phone,
the
buddy.
at and then start to type, and it fills it in. On a phone, good luck. You just got to figure it out.
Like, don't get me wrong, I got a computer in the closet that's collecting dust because I don't, code for game servers anymore. I don't mean code like a coder. That's copy pasta, what I did. It's not the same thing. Just change a value here, copy this line there, remove that line there. That's what I did. I'm not a coder like fucking Spiro or any of those guys. But that's just what I use that piece of shit for. And since I don't do it, it collects dust.
It made good paperweight.
What? Sarcastic Saint, do you mean why do they need more than one account? Or more than one, account, I guess?
I can explain that unless you want to.
You can. Go for it.
So it's simple. For somebody in my position, right? If you have any kind of an identity whatsoever in social media in the past or present, you need another account so you're not causing issues in other chats if you want to talk or if you want to comment. You're not gaining notoriety to someone just because other people have, let's say, a dog in the race, right? And another reason could be if, certain people spread rumors about an account you had. Oh, this person did this. Oh, this person did that. All BS, obviously, but still a problem. Or various other reasons. One account might be for streaming, for example, video game stuff. The other account might be for watching and making comments. There's a lot of different stuff you can go through in that.
I'll take that one step further even though.
Go ahead.
There's absolutely utility in having multiple accounts that you can go between, because in over the course of several years, what we've seen is who you associate with and what channels you view may get your channel a shadow ban. I don't know about you specifically, Sarcastic Saint, but I will go places sometimes and I'll type in chat and nobody's responding. So I'll back out of the chat, go back in, and none of my chats are there. Nobody actually saw anything I typed. I try again, still nothing. I switch accounts. I go back on an account that I don't do all my activity on. I can type just fine. No issue whatsoever. It lets me type just fine. And that means that there's some either algorithm or blacklisting process that keeps you from communicating with people so long as you associate with other people. Because I don't go and spurg and say stuff that's crazy in chat. It could only be who I'm associating with has made it so I cannot associate with other people.
Yep. You can also get reported just because people got to fucking crank up their butt and they want to, you know, cause problems for you or the people who talk to you.
We've seen that happen with EOD plenty of times. Because he mods for Rob, he ends up getting reported by people who are usually of the leftist persuasion in Rob's chat. He turns around and his main account cannot type in any chat at all anywhere on the internet. He has to switch accounts and come back. He's done it several times on my channel. His main account is a mod on my channel. He has to come on his other channel because he can't type in any chats anywhere. He doesn't have a message. He has no way of knowing why this is happening. Just all of a sudden, he can't type anywhere. He can't interact with people at all. And after 24 hours or 48 hours, it'll go back to normal. He can talk to people just fine. But he's just out of the blue. He'll be modding. He'll get done modding, and he can't chat in anybody's chats anywhere. Only where he has a mod wrench. And it's like, that seems really messed up. Mm-hmm. But I've had it happen to me numerous times. And I'm pretty sure you all know me by now. It's not like I'm out there spurging out crazy and saying stuff I shouldn't say in chats. So why would I not be able to chat?
All right. I mean, there was this one time where you thought that I thought you were evil, but besides that, no, I haven't seen you spurg out at all.
But even if I make a statement like, why does so-and-so think I'm evil? How would that get you?
No, I was just making a joke entirely.
Oh, no, I'm sure I've made that comment because I'm a smartass. But I'm not a smartass in a crazy way, right? I'm not going to go out there and spurg out about all the conspiracy theories in the world and say a bunch of stuff that is against TOS and all of that. Like,
yeah.
I just don't behave that way in general. And so for me to all of a sudden lose the ability to chat in chats seems a little odd.
You had me fucked up when you did say it though, because I was like, wait, does he think that I actually do think that? I don't remember giving off that. I feel like a dick now. What did I say?
Okay. So I do like to screw with people sometimes, to be fair, but I don't do it in a way that is intensely rude. Okay? That's all.
I don't know. I've seen you lash out at some vampires.
That is fake news. It's fake news. You haven't seen it ever.
It happened. I can't prove it. I think it happened.
You spurg, then I go epileptic on my port. What the fuck are you talking about? No.
Damn.
Oh shit, I forgot to mute first. My bad. I was talking to my wife. I saw the comment and I'm like, the fuck are you on about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just weird things that are in place. Most of it's probably AI or chatbot based.
Put the comments
controls.
up, Abe.
It's definitely algorithmic.
Whoa now. Calm down. So it's a weird thing though, for sure. So that would be the greatest value I could think of that you would need to have the ability to jump between, because otherwise, once you're blacked out, you can't even chat. You can't say anything.
Oh yeah, shadow banning.
Welcome back, Sarcastic Saint.
Thank you. Like I said, someone didn't know how to cook. They found out that someone burned some grease on a stove.
Look, I'm just glad you're still alive, okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Abe.
See, I wasn't sure if that was a ceiling bird or if it was just multiple echo speaker feed. And then Abe was like, no, I'm pretty sure that was a ceiling bird. And then somebody else said it was. And I'm like, okay, there we go.
It kind of sounded like when my ex is talking.
Gorilla Biscuits, I'm sorry if I didn't call out the gifted membership. Thank you so much for doing that. That's incredible. I'm tired and distracted and semi-retarded when I'm overtired, so just so we're all aware.
Okay, I'm gonna confront this right now. Legal, Duffy, whatever your name is, Gary, or whoever you are. I don't know who you are, but if you got a problem with me, get on the panel, please. Because you're everywhere I go, you're the only person that's been calling me that. I know you got multiple accounts. You got a problem, get on the panel. That's as simple as that, or say something in chat. Just don't be saying stupid shit. Okay?
Who that is? Who that is?
Gary, some guy named Gary. Got multiple accounts.
The only Gary I know is a snail. That fell flat.
No, it prompted other thoughts, actually. So then I was like, down a rabbit hole with that one. Like, were they sword fighting? Was it a snail that had a sword? Why? So stupid. Oh my gosh.
Well, hey guys, I think I'm gonna step down for the night.
All right.
For a few minutes.
You know the rules, Corey.
I know. Okay. I'm tired of vampire hunters. They've been talking shit. I'm rage quitting. I'm getting emotional. I can't control my feelings.
You quit, you lose. You quit, you lose.
I lost the day I was born. I'm just here.
What? That's a terrible thing to say.
Well, okay, that's fair. That is a terrible thing to say. No, I've appreciated life. So I appreciate y'all for having me on. Y'all have a good night, though.
Of course.
You too, man.
Have a wonderful night.
No, appreciate y'all.
God bless you. What a strange day this has been.
Very.
And yeah, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, being tired doesn't pay me any favors. That's all.
No, it doesn't do it for me or anybody else either. I mean, shit, dude. You you already know the suffrage of having to stay up hours on end to cover somebody else and so on and so forth. So you already know where I was going to go with that.
Yeah, fun times. Fun times. Yodel.
Leahy?
I don't know. Somebody said it in chat. Yodel.
Oh, okay. I thought you were making a joke about, actually yodeling. And I'm like, Leahy?
Chat can be awfully random sometimes. I don't know. I don't even know where that came from. Just yodel. Yodel. It's how I say hi sometimes. Okay. That makes so much sense. Just saying. Where is Gary?
Gary's legal lost Duffy, whatever that guy's name is. Same guy.
Oh, Legless Duffy?
Oh, Bentok just revealed its secret hobby over there. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. You were in Vic's stream with the same ID. You come with multiple IDs. It's not like you think we're dumb. We're not. Vic's not dumb. Okay. You've been banned many times. Why do you don't get the hint?
Sweetheart,
What?
yodeling isn't done with a guitar. It's done with a big ass horn on the top of a mountain.
Ricola.
Yeah, right? You remember those old commercials?
I do. I totally do.
That's something-
Legolas, what is your purpose here?
Ooh.
What is your favorite color?
Yeah, that's a good question. Good debate question. What is your purpose here, Duffy?
And how would you feel if you didn't have breakfast?
Somebody yesterday, was it yesterday? Was it on earlier stream? Where somebody's
Yes,
like,
it was earlier today.
you lost a sub. I'm like, good for you, child. Why don't you go away?
I thought you were talking about the breakfast thing. I was like, yeah, that was earlier
That
today.
was-
Somebody else
that
brought
was-
it up.
That was pretty interesting, actually. I'm always so interested. It's funny because I've heard the question enough times at this point, and I've even had people ask me that question. I'm like, are you seriously asking me this question?
Well,
Like,
I go ahead.
What misconception have I given that I wouldn't understand a hypothetical?
The first time I was asked that question, it was random. It was before I got involved in any of this kind of stuff, and I looked back at him, and I didn't know there was some specific answer or it was a test of any kind. I just said, like I should have made breakfast. That's how I'd feel.
Well, yeah, it's like I feel like the question's asked so often anymore that everyone should by now know what that is, and they still don't. And it blows my mind every time. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Well,
Now-
I think some people answer the way they do intentionally because there's some people, in these communities that damn well they've heard it. They know the answer, and then they just do it for giggles or to troll around and stuff like that.
yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. Or to generate the misconception on purpose that they can't understand them, so you'll no longer use hypotheticals because they can't contend with them well.
Yeah,
That's also a possibility, I think.
but you're trying to give them more IQ points than I think they deserve credit for. But
I don't look. This is not to be mean or rude, but I know plenty of women that will play stupid, and they know exactly what's happening. But they're
I
pretty
don't
good at playing
disagree.
stupid.
I'm sitting next to one. I don't disagree with you. A woman's natural mental state is that of a cat. Prove me wrong.
That actually
Nope.
is true.
Nope.
Women's moves are like cats. 1 minute they're okay when you pet them. Next minute, you don't start petting them again, and the claws come out.
My wife literally says, I don't hang out with other women because they are evil. Like, you're a woman. She's like, I know. Fair.
I have a feeling that you don't hang out with other women because you want to keep your marriage safe.
We just hang out with each other mostly.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's just
I
funny.
I don't hang around no other females unless my wife
Oh,
is
yeah.
present, but I'm old fashioned that way. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's one thing I liked about Penn. He mentioned that when he married his wife, the one thing that he was gonna do was he's gonna be around his wife 24/7. If he was ever around any females, he was making sure that she was around, so she would know what he was doing.
yeah, that's exactly it too. It's just like when women hit me up, like when they're talking to me in chats and stuff, and I show everything to my wife. If my wife hasn't seen it, it's just because she hasn't picked up my phone yet. That's all there is to it. I got nothing to hide from her. I don't keep nothing from her. And not because she asks for it or anything like that. It's because it deletes drama before it occurs.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
I'm glad I'm not married.
There's
I
just
just
no
don't like
reason.
drama.
Well, there's just no reason for secrets in the first place, generally speaking.
I completely agree,
Between-
but that's my point. I don't like drama. Secrets are drama.
Yeah.
Well, let me rephrase that. Secrets are drama between a man and a woman you were married to, or a woman they are married to. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's not designed to be competing or fighting or like that whole level of like drama that comes from all the different things. It like there's a weird I don't even know how to put it. There's like a weird competitiveness that is entangled with it when you let it seat.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I will tell people that is so dangerous to your marriage. It's not even don't do it. Like don't do it.
It's not worth it. Not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be competitive in any way, here's a great way to do it, right? You need to make sure you both know that this is occurring. You can't do it secretly, but just compete with each other in pranks, man. Her and I do it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do fun things.
Yeah.
Or play games or
But just make sure
whatever,
that you
but-
both know about it, because surprise pranks, that never works out properly. Don't do that.
If you thought it was funny, but she's crying, it was probably not a great idea.
Yep.
Throw that out there.
Yep.
Exactly it. One time, I think this was, I don't know, five or however many years ago. I was joking around, and Halloween was just coming up. It was spooky season, and she thought I was sleeping. All the lights were off, and she came in through the door, and I was just standing there perfectly still, not breathing, not making a noise, nothing. And because it was dark, she didn't see me. She came all the way in, flipped on the light, went to turn around to make sure the door was locked, and I went, boo. I didn't yell. I wasn't loud. I just said boo. She about jumped out of all her clothes and chucked her keys at me at the speed of light.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
And you don't have to do much to piss off a woman. I don't think you need to do much.
No, you don't. Not at all.
Just drop a pair of dirty boxes on the floor and
Oh no, that
Just
pisses
hear-
me off. Fuck pissing off a woman. That pisses me off, buddy. I see dirty clothes on frickin' the floor, man. It didn't matter if I was working at the time or she was working at the time. I'm losing my crap. I'm OCD. You don't put dirty shit on my floor. You don't
Yeah.
fuck with my kitchen knives, and you don't put dirty shit on the floor. Those are the two rules. Period.
damn.
You don't mess with the coffee. That's third.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, she's right. I technically lied by accident. I missed one. Don't fuck with my coffee and my nicotine or my guns without permission.
Oh, there you go. The guns. I was waiting for that.
I don't like my rifles being messed with without my permission. I like them exactly how I left them last. Don't screw with my windage. Never touch the elevation. There's no reason you should be fucking touching my elevation. I have a tree on there for a reason.
Yeah. If somebody's changing their windage, something's off.
Mhm.
Generally.
Yep.
My mom.
Don't change my stuff.
My stepdad. He hates when my mom does this, but she likes to clean the scopes on his 30-06.
Oh my.
Don't touch the dials. Don't
Yeah,
fucking touch the dials.
he touches that. He touches that. And he looked through. It was so close. The image was so close. He's like, "What the fuck, Keith?" And I'm like, "I don't care if you guys know my name. I don't care." He's like, "What the fuck?" What did you touch this? I said, "You know, I don't touch your rifles." He said, he looked at his rifle. He looked at his scope, and it's like it's all clean. He said, "Louise, get your ass down here." And he's looking at it. He's like, "What'd you do to my scope?" And she's like, "I just cleaned it. He said, "You touched the dial." And he's like,
Take care, Ben Talk.
She's like, so, and he just quietly, adjusted the dials again and gave her that look, like, "Please don't touch my dials again."
At least it was so. and not, no, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are different. I promise you.
My wife
I
is
love that.
laughing and doing little hearts at me on the side of me right now.
You know you're done wrong when the women give you that look, that universal look. The eyebrows are raised and the lips are pressed tight together. It's just you know you did wrong. I hate that look.
Well, admittance is saying so is admittance, and that's at least a modicum of accountability.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
it's no, I didn't, even though you know you did, you're now trying to avoid accountability.
Mm-hmm. This is the same thing I explained to her.
Yep.
Yep. Fun times. Fun times.
It's like I always tell her it's okay to make a mistake. It's wrong to lie about it. If you make a mistake, who gives a crap? You don't need to apologize to me for making a mistake. Just fix it and don't keep doing it. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just a mistake.
Yeah.
But if you sin against a person, that's different. I mean, then you get ask for just say you apologize and ask for forgiveness, and that's that's all you need to do. And don't do it again. Try not to.
Man, what the heck, guys? What the heck?
What'd you break?
I didn't. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to break more things.
Oh, you're still waiting on that reply.
I know. Well, I'm not even expecting it at this point. It's just silliness. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So Abe, I got a question. Why can't you grow a full mustache?
I can. I shave it
He
every
shaved
day.
it. He's trying to look like Abe. The only problem is he shaves it too low. You can tell by
Yeah.
his chin.
I'm not trying to look like Abe. It just is. I've shaved my
I is,
mustache. I've shaved my mustache the entire time I've been able to grow a mustache. I just there's a bunch of pieces to it, right? Like I have very coarse hair,
You
and
know.
if I grow a mustache, I'm stabbing my lower lip, and I don't like how that feels. Furthermore, I can't imagine kissing my wife's soft face with my hair and her liking how it feels. In fact, she will say it. If it grows out even a little bit, it's like, ow.
My wife's farm built.
So-
I don't have to worry about that.
Just saying. Just saying.
It's like everything above Abe's beard looks like a baby face.
Well, you see, that's not even the issue for me. I like Abe's beard. I think he did a good job. I just think
Yeah.
where the chin is, I think he's just shaving it a bit too far down.
I don't shave that. I don't shave down.
Oh,
I mean,
it
I
just does
do,
it above
but
there?
I shave here. I don't even have to shave here. So, it just
No, that's
doesn't.
not. I mean, right where the ball of your chin is. It's just a little too far down.
What, too long, you mean?
No, the trim line for
You
where
know.
the hair grows.
Yeah, no. I'll shave under this lip, but there's no hair that grows in between.
Yeah, that's what I just said a minute ago. And you said, no, you do shave. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's what I just said.
Well, okay, so I shave the mustache and I shave here, but the rest of it just is what it is. I don't know that it's actually that soft. The camera's doing me a lot of justice, actually.
Oh, now we
Yeah,
can
it's
see the
looking
grays.
decent.
Now we can see the grays.
It just hides itself. Trust me, I have grays. Plenty.
41 years old. 41 years old. My ass. Yeah. I can't. I
I hate to
thinking,
tell you, buddy, but I have less gray hair than him, and I'm 53.
damn.
You can ask my wife. She's sitting feet from me. She's jealous because I don't have any gray hair on my head at all, yet she's got a rogue stripe going.
You know?
She always says all the time, ever since she first knew me, I do not look my damn age. It's like I've never aged, is what she says.
Well, what the Bible says. The Bible says the gray is the sign of wisdom. So, what's that say about you?
Well, I mean, considering I got a little bit, I guess it says I have at least a little bit. And I could be a smart ass and say that's a touch more than you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'll be 51 on November 28th. Yeah, I gotta hate that.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I feel younger than that.
That's the deceptive trick that your mind plays on you, though, because your brain doesn't feel like it's getting old like your body does.
Yeah.
Your body will make sure you know how old you are. Your
Oh
brain will
yeah.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found out. I found out a couple weeks ago that I have arthritis in my neck, and that sucks. The whole left side just hurts sometimes.
Everybody and their mom's already heard this story, man. It was about 9 days ago now. I went to reach for my cup of coffee, and my back just said, nope. It was first thing in the morning. Wife set it on the stand. I went to sit up and grab it. Back said
jeez.
no. I fell flat back down, and I'm like, all right, if it ain't better in a couple days, I'll figure out what it is. And sure enough, tore 2 muscles.
So, I agree, Blood Logos. And on that note, I would warn everybody who is still young-ish, right? 20s, 30s. Don't injure yourself. Like, don't. Especially not your back. It will screw a lot of things up.
3
If you
spinal
can help
surgeries
it.
later, we can attest to that.
If you
Yeah,
can help it.
don't do like the WWE wrestlers do, because you gotta fuck up your back. You see a lot of these WWE wrestlers later in life, they look so fucked up.
And
I'm
if you're
sorry.
ever carrying a ruck and you just keep trying to act tough and going, I don't need to switch out the soles in my boots. It's fine. I'm a tough guy.
Yeah,
I'm
The
going to give you
weather.
a little piece of advice right
the
now.
weather gets you.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah.
God, the
All of
weather
us
gets-
old boys are telling you that advice for a reason. Sorry to cut you off,
Mhm.
buddy. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the weather now. I mean, I can tell when it's raining when when my left shoulder starts hurting. And that's just ridiculous. I mean, come on, God. I hate getting old, but I mean, I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
You can ask my wife, no matter how bad I'm hurting, she'll still see me doing shit. And she just sits there gawking with her mouth open, like, how are you doing this? Like, I went to freaking work with 2 broken bones in my damn foot, dude. It was literally out in the desert. I took an agave stem, I shimmed it, fitted it to the arch of my fucking foot, stamped it down inside my boot, tied my laces tight, and freaking worked for the whole week.
Damn.
Do what you gotta do.
Yep.
How old is your wife?
Oh, she's younger. She's a grave robber.
Okay.
She's a grave robber.
She is. She picked me. We knew each other for years through circumstance.
Oh, man.
And
Good stuff.
So we got
Yeah,
a cradle robber and we got a grave robber. Okay.
yeah, no, she's the grave robber. Trust me.
Oh man.
Well, it's been fun, but it seems that I'm not going on vibes. And if that's the case,
You need to go to sleep.
I ought to rest.
Yeah, you should.
So, with that being said, I suppose I shall figure out this. What is happening here? Hold on.
Oh, a little piece of advice for all the youngins in the chat. Make sure when you get older, make sure you stock up on neoproxen and acetaminophen. Yeah, because you're gonna need it. Trust me, you're
Motrin,
gonna need it. Yep.
Motrin, and water. Okay?
Yes.
Mhm.
Motrin and
No,
water.
no Pepsi. No, because the inflammation is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Steel man, get up here.
Why?
Because I want to talk to him.
You could. Well, I'm
Yeah,
sending
yeah,
this away.
Abe's like, I want to go to bed, damn it.
But we're doing so good, Abe. I know you want to go to bed.
I mean, it's not even just going to bed. It's like just chilling.
I mean, 41 years old. He wants to go to bed. Come on. I'm 51. I'm almost 51. And I'm playing video games. Come on.
Yeah, well,
Who's the old man here?
You know, I guess that just depends on what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's also the mental load, right? You got to remember, he sits up here. He has to worry about what other people are doing. He's got to worry how his chat's doing. He's got to worry
Yeah.
about, talking with everybody. He's got to worry about setting up his stream, taking down his stream. He's got a lot going on. And, it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is.
Yeah.
He's just one word. Yeah.
I would. Yeah. That's pretty much it. I could say a lot of things, but,
You see
it
how
doesn't
those
matter.
You see how those Marines are, chat? One word. That's all they got. One word.
Well,
Yep.
it's that whole thing of I could complain,
Mm-hmm.
but no one's gonna care anyway. So what good does it do? And even if they did care, it would change nothing. So what good does it do?
That's why you have a wife.
So, yeah, it's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I have that set up to raid to a good destination. Gentlemen, would you like to say anything to the chat or
Make sure you like and sub to Abe and, try to be as cordial as you can and patient with this man.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to do more than you realize. That's pretty much it for me.
I guess what I have to say is Abe is really good at singing gay songs, and no, please like and subscribe to Abe because Abe's a good guy. Abe and Emmett and just those two. I mean, those two together are separate. These guys are. I would say just from my experience, I think that Abe is, he's the man. I think his channel's gonna grow, and you need to like and sub just to be here to see that. And he's better than Andrew Wilson. I'm just gonna say that.
That's a tall order.
Yeah, I know.
That's a tall order.
Andrew's gonna look at this and he's gonna ban me next time.
I ain't it.
Andrew actually. I'll finish with this. Andrew, I was in his chat a month ago. I sent a super chat. I said, Andrew, you should fire Mr. E, because we know how Mr. E is when he's in Andrew's chat. He's kind of screwing up sometimes. And I said, you should fire Mr. E and get that dick from whatever podcast. And Andrew was laughing. He said, yeah, maybe I should. And Mr. E's like, fuck no. And Mr. E banned me and timed me out. And Andrew's like, untie me. And then Mr. E's like, no, you can't. So I got a 24 timeout from Mr. E, and Andrew's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
You ended up becoming the comedy prop.
Exactly.
You got the heel.
Yep.
Oh man, that's funny.
Come on, let's let Abe go to bed.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here, even though there wasn't much to it, because I didn't do the thing. I mean, I was here to do the thing, but the thing never happened, so I didn't do the thing. So, at the end of all of it, 2 streams today, one really long, one not so long. I hope you all have a wonderful night. God bless you. And I will be back again tomorrow. If not alive, at the very least in chat, but probably alive as well. So, have a good night. Let wherever I raise you to know that you've been rated by me, and give them a like and a sub, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
You can't handle the truth.
Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom.